All right, guys, I've got the latest Knife of the Month package from Barrel Blade. So if you're into knives, if you're into everyday carry, or just insanely good deals, this may be the subscription for you. Let's check this thing out. What's up, guys? Eric here from At Home in the Future, and I'm back with another Knife of the Month unboxing from Barrel Blade. So if you're unfamiliar with this one, you may already be familiar with the normal Barrel Blade subscription. It's a really cool box, lots of survival gear, tactical gear, prepping gear, that sort of thing. So what this is like their upgraded subscription if you're super into knives and you're always looking for like a premium Knife of the Month. That's what this thing's all about. It costs about $100 a month, but claims to always give you a knife that's worth way more than that. So this is actually our second month. We're actually super late to this month. There was some sort of shipping delay or something that caused us to get this like weeks and weeks late, but better late than never, so here we are with this one. This is actually the July 2022 knife, so we'll probably be doing the August one here pretty soon. But let's pop this open and see what we got. This is a super compelling subscription to me because it's pretty new. By the way, this is our Wee Knife banter with some carbon scales and everything, which I've really been enjoying lately. So it's always fun to open a knife package with another kind of cool knife here. So let's see what they brought us. So here's our badge in here, Knife of the Month Club, and here's the big reveal. All right. So we have a Cold Steel Engage Atlas lock folder, $249 MSRP, which is bonkers. So just scanning down this card here, CPM S35V in steel, it's pretty awesome. Skeletonized steel liners, black G10 scales, sounds cool. An Atlas lock. I am not familiar with an Atlas lock, so that's gonna be fun to look at. And honestly, the cold steel stuff that I've used before or had experience with before has been more like the budget line of things. Some interesting kind of more like playful kind of wild designs and stuff. So having like a premium knife from Cold Steel, that's gonna be interesting to check out. So you can see the box here, a little mushed from shipping probably, but that's what the blade's gonna look like. Looks like it's gonna be a beefy one. So there's the model number and everything, 3.5-inch clip point blade. That's enough yapping about it. Let's open this thing up and see what we have. I'm really interested in this locking mechanism because that's one I actually haven't heard of before. Slide this out. Got some good bubble wrap going here on the inside. This is the Cold Steel Engage. It does feel like a substantial knife. Look at this thing. So we've got our deep carry clip on the back. The scales are actually a lot nicer. I was looking at that picture and thinking like, oh, that just looks like some standard G10 scales, but the texturing is really, really nice. I like the feel of it. It's got some nice deep lines here that should make it fairly grippy. We got a lanyard hole there in the back. See the pivot up here. Looks like it's not a, I don't know, it's not a flipper or anything. There's that crazy Atlas lock mechanism. I'm gonna have to be careful not to say Axis lock because that's awfully similar to the Axis lock name that Benchmade uses for a lot of their knives. So the Atlas lock. It's supposed to be pretty fidgety, big, deep thumb studs. Look at the size of that blade in that thing. Nice and chunky, good blade centering. Let's open this up. Very, very smooth opening. That's a good start. Really mean, kind of aggressive profile, which I like. Nice blade shape. This whole thing kind of has a technical feel to it, but man, really nice lines. That feels great. So a deep choil up here too, in case you want to choke up and do some detail work or just some shaving, that sort of thing with this thing. You know, for being a large knife, it is kind of heavy, but it's a slim profile. All feels very compact and very tightly engineered, which I like. So the Atlas lock, how does, it looks like a maybe pullback. So it is a pullback thing, and then the blade just like drops into place. That's nice. Nice and smooth. You can tell it's fresh out of the box. It's still very smooth, but you can tell how buttery that mechanism is going to be over time. So I wonder if I could open. Oh yeah. You can slide that back. This is a very fidgety thing, which I think is something they claimed on the card here. So yeah, it says this Atlas lock gives the blade fast, decisive employment with dual thumb studs, which I said those beefy studs there, or via the lock itself, riding on smooth bronze washers. That's cool to see. So it's a patent-pending slide lock with easy use and exceptional strength. This is interesting. It says the interior prong of the fork sits between the blade stop pin and the blade tang, locking the knife solidly in the open position and distributing lock force over 2 pins for added strength. Tested over 700 pounds. So not that you'd probably ever encounter that in real life, but you'll see some of the blade tests online sometimes where they lock in the handle and then just keep putting weight, pressure and pressure more and more on the blade itself to see when the lock fails. A lot of these locks can fail at 200 or 300 pounds. So 700 pounds is a pretty beefy lock mechanism there. That's a really interesting lock, the Atlas lock. First I've seen of that one, And it is fun to fidget and sling this thing out. I like that your fingers aren't in the line of fire there, getting this thing opened up and messing with it. So definitely high fidget factor. Those G10 scales is nice to see. I'm not sure if you can make it out in the video, but you can see some gradation and everything where they sanded off and rounded these corners and stuff. It just makes for a premium looking handle with a premium feel. That's really nice. So here's some more detail on the blade here. Made in Taiwan, S35 VN, cold steel blade. Very, very interesting. So that is definitely one to add to the collection and even rotate into some EDC stuff. As large as this thing is, I think it's clean construction and thin design. It just feels really confident. It doesn't feel like a beefy boy. It is actually really nice. It'll probably ride wide in your pocket, so whichever pocket you carry in, it is a little thick. Let me compare it here too. I got this Banter sitting over here as well, which is kind of a common EDC knife, but you can see the difference, especially in thickness in the pocket there. But the thickness overall, though, really isn't that great considering how hefty this thing is. So really like it. So the big thing to consider here, again, this is an awesome knife, really nice to add to the collection. Let's look at the value proposition on this. So this subscription is 99 bucks a month. And they always promise to give you more than you pay for, but that is, look at that, it is a huge amount more. This is a $250 knife that you're getting for 99 bucks a month. So what that means is you keep a subscription like this, keep building your collection and everything. If you get a knife that you don't really care for, which I think you probably want to keep this thing, but trade it, sell it, roll that money into the next month's subscription. This is such a crazy good deal right now, the way that Barrel and Blade is doing this stuff. This is a really fun subscription to get. I think they only have slots for about 100 people every month right now. But I think it's definitely worth checking out. If you want to get in on the action, make sure you use the link on the screen or down in the description. Save yourself some money and get in there and have some fun with this one. But this is the July 2022 Knife of the Month from Barrel and Blade. The cold steel Engage with S35V and steel, this crazy Atlas lock mechanism. Really, really interesting knife to get this month. Haven't seen this one before. Really dig that. All right, guys, that's it for this month's unboxing. I hope you liked the video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. We'll see you next time.